Hi, so this week's interview is with Simone Jones. I've known Simone for quite a few years now, and it would probably be much easier to tell you what she hasn't done than what she has. She has done everything. She is very, very knowledgeable about spirit and the work that she does. She is a Reiki master. I know she is now venturing out to sound healing. She's just amazing. She's a fantastic ambassador for spirit. She gives very, very good readings with fantastic evidence. And she's currently working on a crystal collection, and I'll put that information at the end so you can find her if you need to contact her. But I can't say enough good things about this lady. She's amazing. So enjoy the interview, because I very much enjoyed filming it. Take care. Hi Simone, it's Sue. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad today. Not too bad. It's the weather's calm, so it's okay, isn't it, to sort of like get out a bit?
Yeah, it's not too manic, is it? Lucky, not too hot.
Have you been able to get out and stuff?
Yeah, I've been out today, so it's been nice. So yeah, it's not been too bad.
Fab. Well, thank you for agreeing to the interview.
That's okay.
Brilliant. So the first question is, how did you get involved with spiritualism? I mean, I know your story, but the listeners don't. So how and when did you first become involved?
Well, for me, it was when I first saw a spirit when I was living in Portugal.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's not. My sisters are different. I never saw spirit as a child. I never had any of that. I had no connection. None of that. I literally was in Portugal. I was living out there, and I was on a split shift. I was working in a bar. I was on a split shift, and I heard something going on in the kitchen. So I got up and I looked, and I saw through the lounge in the kitchen. I saw my flatmate, but I could see straight through him.
Wow. Oh, I never knew that. So how long ago was that?
Do you want me to show the whole story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So then we lived in the bar, I went downstairs, and my flatmate, Mark, was sat at the bar, and I went, I've just seen you upstairs. He said, oh my goodness. So he came up with me, he put his hand on the door, and his arm literally threw back from the door with the keys, went flying, and a bite mark appeared on his wrist. And I'm thinking, okay, so we go back into the flat, and then pots and pans were going, the necklace he was wearing came flying off of him. There was this, spirit was there, and I've said to people, if you've never seen spirit, you won't want to, because it is actually quite scary when you see it physically. Anyway, so that, afterwards, the next day we went up into the mountains, and we saw a spiritual person, like a bit of a spiritual guru, and he had a pendulum. It's the first time I've ever seen a pendulum. He'd sat me on this bed, did some pendulum, was obviously asking spirit questions, and it was absolutely nothing to do with me. Did the same with Marcus, spinning around, and he said, you're going on a trip on a boat soon. He said, yes, I am. I'm going back to England for Christmas. He said, don't get on that ferry. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Because Marcus's twin brother had died as a baby. So this was the spirit that had come through. So anyway, he got as far, because we were in the Algarve, so he got as far as Lisbon. And he's in Lisbon, and he's just sat there, in this cafe. Now, we're going back 30 years now. Okay, and he sat in a cafe thinking about what this chap had told him, should I, shouldn't I, etc., etc. And he decided in his heart, I think I'll listen, because it was also traumatic. I'll just get the next ferry out, I won't get that ferry. So he sat down, ordered a drink, turned around, started speaking to the person on the next table, who ended up being his wife.
Wow, love it.
So that's how I when I first saw it and got it. And then from there, a friend of mine gave me a book. I said, read that book. It was The Alchemist. And I read that book, and I got my first ever direct message from Spirit, and said, you must go and be a Reiki teacher. Now, have in mind, that's over 20 years ago. And that's exactly what I did. And then from doing the healing side of things and going on that journey, I suddenly realised that there were other people in the room. So I said to my teacher, so they don't understand, you've never really covered the bit of everybody else that's here. So I think you might be quite spiritual. I think you're a medium. I think it might be worth going to join your local spiritualist church and sit in a circle. And that's what I did.
Fantastic. And did it come on quite quickly when you first started?
Yeah, it was. oh, I can do that. Oh, I can talk to them. Oh, yeah, that's all. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, yeah, it's fine, I can do that. I didn't realise I could do that. So, yeah, I was very fortunate there it was. So,
yeah. I mean, I feel similar with me, because with me, I didn't have anything, well, kind of feelings, but nothing really happening as I grew up. But then when I became more involved and kind of pushed into the church, it's like when it started, it was full on and quickly, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it just goes to show, like you're very much naturally meant to be doing that.
Yeah, I wasn't one of these two. Both my sisters, I think most people know, they're very spiritual. They saw things going on. They had, things went bang in the night. They could see spirit. And I didn't know anything about that. I've often said, if I'd known that then, I'd probably have moved out. Sounded a bit spooky. But no, I didn't pick up anything when I was younger, so yeah.
There's always a reason for it, isn't it? Because I often say that. I think, I wish I was doing this earlier because I could, do other things. But actually, for me, the messages that come through, I don't think I was mature enough or in the right frame of mind to give those when I was younger. So I think it happens for everything to do with spirit happens the way they want it to, doesn't it? Really?
No, we don't have a choice.
No, we don't.
We think we have a choice, but we really, really don't.
I know. I had a client ask me recently, how can I make sure that they leave me smells? And I said, no, they have to you have to accept it happens when it happens.
Yeah, don't even think you've got any control over this. You really don't.
No, that's why you have to let go of the ego, because as soon as you think you're controlling it, it all goes peak tong.
Yeah, they make you look silly.
Oh, look. So you've worked with spirit for quite a while. So what is your best moment with working with spirit?
Oh, I can't pick one. There's so many.
Yeah.
It's been from being able to tell a mother that exactly what you laid your child to rest in is perfect and thank you.
Yeah.
To a chap I'd seen actually over Christmas, his wife had bought him a voucher, and we'd done it over Skype, and then she spoke to me later. He said he came out just going, wow, I just spoke to my mum and dad.
No.
Isn't that amazing? And I think it's all those little stories, isn't it? It's just the healing side of things. I do a lot of healing work. I do a lot of getting rid of entities and attachments and things like that. And seeing somebody walk through the door that is totally emotionally distraught, and then being able to, when they turn around and they walk out, they're a different person. That's just fixing people, isn't it? Making them better.
Absolutely.
And what I say to people a lot of times, the less I see of you, the better you are.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. And I was having this conversation actually with somebody in the week about seeing clients on a regular basis. It's not something that I promote because I think if you need a medium every week, then you obviously need some other form of healing, whether that's counselling or grief therapy or something else. But like you said, it's nice when you don't see them for a while because things are going quite well with them.
Yeah, and so with the readings and also with the healing side of it, you literally walk through the door and you need me to help you.
Yeah.
Which is so good. So yeah, the less I see of them, the better they are.
So with the getting rid of entities, how did you get involved with all of that?
Do you know what? I don't think I know. I just was doing it through the healing, and all of a sudden something dark came in on somebody.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'll get rid of them. There's a way to get rid of them. And then I just sat down, and I'm very self-taught. I don't go research or anything like that. I wait for spirit to teach me.
Yeah.
And they just said, right, actually, we're going to get you to sort of go over to the dark side a bit. And they equipped me to be able to do that, so I can sit and just get rid of the entities and attachments and all sorts of things. And it's nothing, I would say, it's not that enjoyable because you pull some stuff out of people and it's all quite grisly, but it does the effect. It does, it does what it needs to do.
Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? Because I'm very much like you. I didn't realise, how I am self-taught myself, and spirit very much push me, I suppose, in the way they want me to work. And I've just had quite a few clients recently who've been asking, they think there's something that they're not comfortable with it in their houses, and I've put them in the direction of other people who I think are maybe more experienced of cleansing and that sort of thing. And yeah, I think that's the go on, sorry.
No, I agree. I had a client recently who I could only take so far.
Yeah.
And said no, and I've put out, and there's somebody else that can help you, and I'm all for us all working together.
Absolutely, because there are things that I know that I am not equipped to deal with right now. But yeah, I think that's the stereotype, isn't it, with spiritualism that and mediumship, I suppose, is that it's all the negative stuff, and it's like it is in the horror films. And
Oh, yeah. I know when I first opened up the shop in Chepstow, and that was like 9 years ago now, and I had people coming through the door giving me letters saying I am Satan, I am the devil, and etc. and etc. You think, oh, it's okay. I suppose if you're talking about me, you're not talking about anybody else. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. I went through a stage of that about 2 years ago when I was having these very abusive, and I'm laughing because you can't do anything but laugh, but messages from people who claim to be Christians and saying that I was doing the devil's work and I was going to burn in a ring of fire, and I thought, well, actually, if you knew the amount of people that have been helped by a message, then you wouldn't. How could you possibly doubt it? You know.
Yeah, I had a lady come through. Turned out to be a nice friend who came when she first came into the shop, was chatting, and I just said, "Oh, I've got your brother so and so here." It was an impromptu reading. She was up for that. She went, "Oh, yes, but we can't say anything more because we're Jehovah's Witnesses. Technically, you're the devil, and I want to tell my mum that he's come through, but if he did, then I'm the devil as well."
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, you have to respect other people's religious beliefs.
Yeah.
However, I don't necessarily feel the same respect is afforded to us.
That's very, very true. And it's because, it is true. Even as I'm an ordained minister, even as that, because, well, what religion does it have to be? With spiritualism, yes, but that's not really real, and and,
Absolutely. And if you look, I've watched, have you ever seen, it's called The Story of God by Morgan Freeman?
I don't think I have, no.
So it was on the Discovery Channel, I think, or the History Channel, and he basically goes through a theme and researches every different religious take on it. So he for example, will look at symbolic gestures within religion, and he'll talk about how there's a common theme. And he did one about the afterlife, and he said that, no matter what the faith, Christianity, Islamic, Judaism, he said there is so many similarities that believe in some spiritual afterlife, some connection, and they talked about the consciousness quite a lot, and I was just like, yes, everybody needs to watch this.
I'm gonna have to watch that now. That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
it's very true, isn't it? Very, very true.
I do love Morgan Freeman though. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's lovely.
So having to work with spirit for so long, you've bound to have a funny story in some way.
There is a couple. I was thinking about this earlier, and there was a couple. And I remember a lady once, she came in for an appointment, and I have to say, she was a goddess of a female. I mean, she's tall, beautiful. Her handbag was worth more than my rent. I mean, she was just like this stunning creature that looked amazing, And she was about 20 minutes late, and but she came in, she just threw this handbag down on the floor and looked at me and said, "Darling, I'm just here to find out if my husband's having an affair. Can you just ask my dad?"
Oh my word!
I said, "Yeah, should we talk about your toy boy first?" Oh, right, okay. And that was that. And then she sort of came down to my level there, and then it was fine.
I love it.
That was funny. But another one, I got reminded today actually by my sister. A lady has been coming to me for years to try and help her find her true family. So we've used all sorts of methods, psychometry, linking with spirit, getting messages, anyway, getting the names of a dad she didn't know, and we went back and back and back. She managed to trace her family through spirit. She managed to find family in Canada, and she found her birth mother, etc., etc. So it was just an amazing story. But she wanted to just get that little bit extra. And I said, well, my sister's really, really good at psychometry. If you've got something of your mother's that you could bring in, then she could do a reading for you next week. She said, oh, I have. So she turned up the following week, she sat down, and she put her mother's ashes in front of her.
Oh, no.
I said, Wednesday, could you bring something of my mum? So I thought I'd bring mum.
I'll bring the actual mum.
I'll bring the actual thing.
Oh, bless.
So, yeah, that was quite funny.
It is quite funny sometimes, like when we're explaining things to people who aren't necessarily maybe spiritual or don't understand the things we do, because they take things literally, don't they, sometimes?
I have a joke with my show. You know when sometimes Spirit will show me a certain time somebody wakes up. And the first time that came through with a client, it was all well and good. And then a week later, she phoned me in tears saying, you need to stop them, they're watching me sleep. And I was just like... And, you know, I really do take responsibility for that, because that's on me. I didn't explain to her that they're not standing there watching you sleep every night. You know, they've got better things to be doing. So now every time I say a time, I feel like I have to explain that to a client, because I just don't want to upset them. Because I think we just take for granted, don't we, that they don't maybe have the same experiences as us.
And we have to watch what we say. At the amount of times they said, and they'll see you soon. No, not like see you soon, like saying, like, it's like you have to, I've realised that myself. Shouldn't say that, can't say that. There's things you can't say because people might take it literally.
I know, I've got to get out of the habit of saying, when somebody confirms evidence, I usually say, oh, fantastic, or that's great. And I had one where I said, oh, they're just talking about you and your husband having a recent divorce. And she said, oh, yeah, oh, no, fantastic. I was like, no.
No. Fantastic. It's that. Yeah, it's just that we're appreciative that we've got it right and we get it right. Not that they're obviously going through a divorce.
I know, it's crazy, but you know.
They do drop us in it. I will say one last thing. I was doing a show. It was in Lydney, and there were about 100 or so people there. And I went to the woman at the front. And I was chatting away to her and said, can I work with you? Yep, that's fine. And blah, 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 tell her about this job. And the woman she worked for was awful, and et cetera, and blah, blah, blah. And you started a new job, and the interview went through yesterday's fine, And she sat next to her boss.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, so I now pre-warn people, if there's a secret, it's with you, not with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's going to come out, it's going to come out, and it's not down to me, it's down to you.
I've made a similar mistake before. Somebody's father-in-law came through and was saying, I'm glad he married you. I didn't like the old girlfriend. She was high maintenance and only cared about muck on her face and money. And yes, the ex-girlfriend was in the audience as well. And I could just hear like this giggling from the corner of the room. I was thinking, why are they all giggling? And luckily she took it really well.
Oh, that's good. I know, but sometimes they do get us in trouble, don't they?
They do. And I just, so now I always say, right, do you work with anyone in this room? Or are there ex-partners or family here? Because, yeah, they do literally drop us in it.
Yeah, and if it's going to come out, so you can't blame us. So
yeah. So you've been doing really well, obviously, with the church, and then the shop has moved on. So the crystal collection is absolutely fantastic. I'm forever sharing the post.
Oh, thank you.
No, they're beautiful. So what are you up to now? What's the plan?
Well, they've gone and landed another little bombshell on me, as they do. God love them. As most people know, I never sort of stand still. Well, it's not I don't stand still, they don't let me stand still.
Mm-hmm.
So about 6 months ago, they started saying, there's a new healing system you're going to learn. There's a new healing system you're going to learn. We're teaching you this. We're doing this. You're going to manage to put your hands on somebody and literally sort out working with DNA. It's all sorts of stuff. It's totally mad, and energy and elements and things like that. So that's something I'm working on. I'm literally just in the process of trying to get it through so it can be recognised. So it's a different healing system. I'm working on that, and I'll go about teaching others as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so no mean feet as usual.
Yeah, just you're always busy though, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm doing that, and it's a lot of it's using energy and using a singing bowl and things like that, and vibration. So yeah. So doing that at the moment.
Yeah, sounds great. And you're still doing your Reiki and your readings and everything else, aren't you?
Yeah. Still doing the Reiki, still doing the readings, still doing not so much teaching now. I've noticed actually since we've come out of our lockdown, that people are mad to learn Reiki. It's never been so busy. Nearly every week I'm teaching. It's like, wow, it used to be maybe every couple of months you'd sort of teach, but now people are just ringing all the time. Can you teach me how to do Reiki? Can you teach me? And it's an amazing thing. So
it's really funny because I'm doing Reiki at the moment.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Good.
And Christina Francis will be doing my Reiki 1 attunements hopefully this week. So I've been doing the cleanse and everything, and it's always been so. I mean, I know I've spoken to you about it before. It's always been something that's been on the back of my mind, and I've wanted to kind of look at it. But as I've been learning and the story and the history behind it, I'm just like obsessed with it at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and especially the cleanse that you do. I mean, you're sort of dragging up all the old stuff, but it's an amazing journey to go on. And you say, Christine, all I hear is amazing things about her. So she's such a good teacher.
Oh, she's lovely. I mean, I'm doing the course via an online thing, but I have people to do Zoom stuff with, and she's doing the attunement because I just wanted it to be done in person rather than via
it has
Zoom.
to be done in person. It can't be done online.
Yeah, I mean, they offered it, but it was ridiculous amounts, and I just felt I'd rather do it. I just feel it's something. It's an attunement ceremony. It should be in person, shouldn't it? It should be.
Yeah, and as any teacher will tell you, if you're not in tune in person, you're not actually in tune.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, I've been teaching this for 20 years, and you literally have to be in the room with your teacher. It's the energy of the attunement that makes the attunement, and that allows you to pass the energy through to you. So you physically have to be with your teacher.
Yeah, that sounds good. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So it's funny you said everyone's learning Reiki, so it's just the way.
And you are as well, so yeah, there we are.
How did you go about, because obviously you mentioned briefly earlier about being a minister.
Yeah.
So what kind of, so some people might not understand what that means and what that entails.
Right, so a ministry. So what it was is a lovely lady called Sue Moss, who you may or may know. She's Hereford-based. So basically, she is an ordained minister, and she had to follow me for 2 years. So she had to watch my mediumship, watch my healing, listen to my philosophies, see how I was, and she followed me around for quite a long time. And once she felt ready to then ordain me, she did, and we did that at the church. That was lovely. So I can now do, anybody can do a wedding ceremony or funeral or anything like that, but I can ordain others and just sort of carry on sort of flying the flag, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's lovely because it kind of brings that recognition of your dedication to, I'm going to say the cause, but the spiritual movement.
Yeah, so I mean, so it took some time, but if you're going to do it, you just want to sort of go with it now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time.
That's lovely, thank you.
And I shall put all your details on the post and let you know when we are live.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Thank you, Helen. Take care.
Okay,
bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
So thank you once again to Simone for her time and sharing her experiences with us. You can follow her on Facebook. Her page is The Crystal Collection by Simone. If you would like to give that page a like and a share, you can contact her via this page for Reiki, healings, readings, and have a look at the wonderful crystals she has for sale. They are amazing. Please give this video a like and share it with all those you think would be interested. Take care. Bye bye now.